Hi, my name is John Smith. I am a music therapist that's interviewing for your open position at Children's Health. Facilitating the questions y'all provide is a friend of mine. That way it sounds a little bit more natural.
What do you find most satisfying about working in music therapy?
Well, like most musicians who go into music therapy field, they, love music. But what's really cool is that I love the fact I get to use it in ways that most musicians don't get even dream about. People dream about playing on stage in front of thousands of people. I've always just enjoyed helping people. And that's what I love doing. Not only using my music to help people, but also building an environment that is both rewarding and supportive, that is free of judgment, and can be that person that a client can come to in their time of need.
Tell us about a creative intervention that you have used with a patient.
As a contractor, I worked with many clients with intellectual disabilities and physical disabilities. One client in particular that I had was a client who was diagnosed with cerebral palsy and had very limited range of motion in his extremities. So one day I was interviewing this client's parents, and I found out that the client's favorite movie was Star Wars. If you don't know what that is, great sci-fi movie by George Lucas. See it sometime. In this movie, a major plot point is the fact that the Jedi use these weapons called lightsabers, and they're swords, and they fight with each other. The movie also has some very iconic scores to it, which is very noticeable to many people. Well, because as many therapists know, that client preferred music is always helpful. I found some recordings of the Star Wars movies, and I played them, and I handed me and the client a lightsaber, and we had a lightsaber duel. It was actually not, it's pretty fun, not gonna lie. But what was also very therapeutic about this is it allowed the client's hand to stretch out because he was required through the lightsaber to hold the lightsaber in his hand without any help from me. But also, since I was holding the other lightsaber, I was a moving target, which required the client to reach all the way left, all the way right with one arm, which worked on that range of motion for one arm. And so I would switch hands, change the speed of the song, do as much work as I could when it came to the physical aspect. But all the client was well aware of was that they were just having a lot of fun at reenacting their favorite movie.
Prove one example of a time you experienced conflict and how you resolved it.
Well, as a music therapist student at Sam Houston State, during our practicum classes, we were required to work with partners. One semester during our special education semester, I was paired with someone who was the polar opposite of who I was when it came to work ethic, when things should be done, how things should be done. Uh, Not that either way was better or worse, it was just very different styles that naturally we bucked heads a lot. But I had to learn, and she had to learn, that we had to learn how to work together very quickly. Mainly because not only were we partners, but we were all also on the music therapy officer board together. We had classes together. So we were forced to learn how to work together. We might not have been best friends, but we create a very professional relationship, which is something that I think is essential for every workplace, no matter where you are, that you must maintain a professional relationship with everyone, even if you find them to be the most charming person in the world or horrible to deal with. And, as the relationship kind of built, we became more acquainted with each other, and we learned from each other's styles essentially. I became a little more stricter with my deadlines. She became more relaxed, which also helped her in the actual field because she wasn't so, oh, we got to hit each point of the session, and then when something goes wrong, she had no idea how to adapt to the situation, where it was the polar opposite for me.
Tell us one thing that you would like to be different about your internship or current or last job.
In my current job, I'm a contractor. Essentially, what that means is I drive around most of the day from house to house, providing my services. When I get there, I love what I do. It's the getting there part. I'm from a smaller town south of Houston, and most clients in this area, well, there are not little to no clients in this area. So I have to drive to Spring, Humble, Pearland, all of which are 30 minutes to an hour and a half away. And I was doing that so much that I eventually had an accident and I had to stop doing that many clients. So if I could change something, it would be to stay in one place and go to clients myself, or they come to me. Whether I have to walk to them or they walk to me, but not as much driving as I'm doing right now.
Tell us one important thing you have taken away from your internship or current or last job.
I had to learn a lot about adaptability on multiple occasions. For example, in my internship at the VA hospital, I would plan out lyric analysis for a group of substance abuse users. In this song that I used, I planned a whole discussion on how you should just avoid certain situations that would require, that almost not force you, but lead you down the path to where you're using it again. And we got about 2 questions into the discussion when I found out that every single person in that group took, well, what happens if I start using it again? Now, not very different subject matter, but different enough that I pretty much had to throw out the script and, just kind of go with what my clients were saying and just work from there. And and by the end, I was able to achieve some of the same points I wanted to with the script I had planned out, but I had also developed a deeper relationship with my clients because I wasn't so focused on each section of my plan, but I was more focused on working with my clients to reach their goals, not necessarily the goals I always just had for them, but it became very personal for them, which I seemed to be more effective.